Hey guys, it's me, and I had a request to do a video about names from movies. I don't know if that's really loud. My turtle is down here, and his filter is being really noisy, so I think I'm going to turn it off while I make the video. I mean, you guys can see that's my little turtle in his cage over there. Okay, maybe it'll be easier to hear me now. Anyway, I had a request to do a video about names from movies, and I was a little hesitant about doing it because I'm not a huge movie buff. Like, I like movies, but I don't know, I just couldn't think of a lot of them off the top of my head that are really known for being from movies and that I liked. But anyway, I took some time and I made up a list, so I'm gonna get to that in a second. I had a job interview today, and I just got a job, which is really good because I'm running out of money. I saved up this summer because I knew it would take a while to find one. It's not any kind of cool job. I'm just gonna work at a restaurant, but it's a job, and that's all that matters because I need the money. And tomorrow I have to take my little car in to see what's wrong with it because my check engine light just came on, and I really hope it's not going to be something really bad. So anyway, I'll get started with the names. I suppose I will start with the girls. So the first name on my girls list, and these names are kind of, I tried to go with more classic movies that everybody would know, but some of them are just from newer movies, or yeah. Anyway, the first one is Regina, and I don't know if you guys can guess which movie these are all from, but Regina is from the movie Mean Girls, and I'm sure it's in other movies as well, but that's what it makes me think of. And she's played by Rachel McAdams, and it is a Latin name, and it means queen, and it was number 561 in 2011, so it's not very popular. And I think Regina is a really beautiful name, although it might remind people today of Mean Girls, although I don't think it's iconically linked to that movie. And I like that it has a little bit of flexibility for the nicknames. You could call her Reggie, which is a little more boyish, or you could just call her Reg, or Gina, or my favorite, Gigi. Let's see. Then the next name is Leia, which is a really well-known one for being linked to a movie, and obviously it's from Star Wars. It is really interesting how movies can affect name trends, because Leia had a huge influence related to the movie. Leia is played by Carrie Fisher, and the name Leia first came onto the top 1,000 in 1978 at number 911. And the first Star Wars movie, A New Hope, came out in 1977, so it's pretty obvious to me that it is directly linked to that movie. And then it disappeared off of the charts for 1979, and in 1980 it returned at number 922, which is the year Empire Strikes Back came out. So again, that's the other movie came out, and everyone was like, oh yeah, Leia, I forgot about that name, let's use it again. And then it was gone from the charts until 2006, and episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, came out in 2005. So, and since 2006 it has been going up a little bit, and it was number 783 in 2011. So it's finally sticking around. Maybe people are starting to think of it as a more classic kind of name now. I think Leia is a beautiful name. I have a cat named Leia at my dad's house, and I think it's a cute name. The next one is Satine, which is from Moulin Rouge, and she's played by Nicole Kidman. And it's an English name, and it means shiny material, like satin. And I think it's cute. You could use like Tina for a nickname, but I kind of would prefer Satine as a middle name because it does she was a prostitute, and I don't like the idea of naming your daughter after a prostitute, even though it's a really beautiful sounding name. The next name is, of course, Scarlet, which we had to have in there. And you all know Scarlet O'Hara from Gone with the Wind. There she is right up here. And she was played by Vivian Leigh. And it's an English name, and it just means scarlet or red, like the color. And it is extremely popular right now. It came onto the charts in 1940 at number 913, and Gone with the Wind came out in 1939. So I believe that the movie had a huge effect on it. It disappeared for a little bit, but in 1992 it came back on the charts, and it's just been going up since then. And it was number 80 in 2011. I think it's going to keep going up, and it'll probably be really popular in the next few years. So I think Scarlet is a really pretty name. But for me personally, it reminds me too much of Gone with the Wind that I wouldn't use it, but I do think it's a nice name. And I think it's getting so popular that people won't be like, oh, like Gone with the Wind. You know, people will just accept it as a popular common name now. The next one is Sabrina, which was played by Audrey Hepburn in the movie Sabrina. And it's a Hebrew name, and it has a horrible meaning, thorny cactus, which is just weird. By the way, which cactuses aren't thorny? Because as far as I know, most of them are. Anyway, it was the most popular in 1997 at number 53. And I don't know if that was because of the popularity of the show Sabrina the Teenage Witch in the 90s. But I loved that show. I did know a little girl named Sabrina in the 90s who was probably like born around 1997. And let's see, it was number 261 in 2011, so it's not super popular anymore. But I think it's a cute name, and I think Free would be a cute nickname for Sabrina. The next name is Glenda, and this one is way too associated with the movie Wizard of Oz to really be used, I think. But I think it is a really pretty sounding name. She's played by Billie Burke in the Wizard of Oz movie. And it's a Welsh name, and it means clean, holy, or good, which is probably why they picked the name for the Good Witch of the North in the Wizard of Oz. And I just think it is a really beautiful name. It was on the charts for a very short period of time, from 1944 to 1955, and the movie came out in 1939, so I don't know if it was a direct effect from that because it didn't happen like instantly after the movie, but right around then. It's never been in the top 700, so it's never been a popular name. But I don't think I would use it because I do think that everyone would just think of Wizard of Oz. But Glenda's not a bad character, so it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just very linked. Next one is Gracie, which might be a harder one for you guys to guess. Gracie was played by Sandra Bullock in Miss Congeniality. She was Gracie Hart, and I think Gracie is really cute. I would definitely want it as a nickname, not a full name, but obviously the most common one would be for Grace, and it means charm or grace, and it's a Latin name. You could also do Gracelyn, or my favorite is Gracia, which I think is a beautiful name. The next one is Elle, who was played by Reese Witherspoon in Legally Blonde, and I thought Elle had been a pretty standard name for a long time. It's a really simple, beautiful name, but I was very surprised to find out that Elle was not popular until the movie Legally Blonde came out. It came out in 2001, and Elle was not on the charts then. In 2002, Elle jumped from below the top 1,000 up to 614. So it made a huge jump in popularity. I guess a ton of women saw that movie and were like, wow, Elle, that's such a beautiful name. And Elle has just been rising since then, and it was number 412 in 2011. So still not super popular, but it's getting up there. I think it's really pretty. I like that it can also be used as a nickname for other names. And it's a Hebrew name, and it means God is perfection. So it's a really cute name. The next one is Sloane, and Sloane was played by Mia Sara in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and she was Ferris's girlfriend. And it's an Irish Gaelic name, which means a warrior. And in 2009 was the first time it came onto the charts at number 882, and it was number 511 in 2011, so it definitely didn't receive any popularity from the 1980s movie Ferris Bueller. It's just starting to get more popular recently, so that's interesting. The last name I have for the girls is Ilsa, and Ilsa was played by Ingrid Bergman in Casablanca, and I actually have not seen the movie Casablanca, but you notice I have this DVD set, and it is called Essential Classic Romances. And I bought this because I wanted Gone with the Wind, and it was the same price as getting Gone with the Wind on its own. So I ordered this off of BarnesandNoble.com a few years ago. And it came with Casablanca, and I've never watched it, but maybe I will watch it soon because I've heard it's a really good movie. And it also came with a movie called Dr. Zhivago, which I haven't heard of, but it's apparently a classic romance. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. I haven't watched that one either, so I'll have to get around to watching those two sometime. But anyway, back to the names. Ilsa is a Hebrew name, and it also means God is perfection. It's related to the name El, and it has never been in the top 1,000. You guys might guess that I really like this name because I also really like the name Elsa, and I also talked about Ilsa in my Spring Awakening video. It's a beautiful name. I love the sound of it. Alright, for the boys. The first boy's name I chose is Forrest, and you might guess it is from the ever classic Forrest Gump, played by Tom Hanks. Just a great movie. Everybody should see this. This is the kind of movie you should always, like, make sure to show it to your kids. Maybe not when they're really little, but when they get to be, like, teenagers. Great classic movie that everybody should see. And Forrest is an old French name, and it means forest. And it is currently the least popular that it has ever been. And it is number 878 for 2011, so if you like Forrest, it's getting less popular, so you could use it. Okay, the next boy's name is one that I really, really like, and I mentioned it a few minutes ago, and it is Ferris. I like Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and Ferris Bueller is played by Matthew Broderick, and Ferris is a Gaelic name, and it means rock or stone, and I really like this name a lot. I liked it ever since I saw the movie. This is another movie that, along with Forrest Gump, you should make your kids watch it when you have kids. And Ferris Bueller is probably a little more, like, younger kid appropriate than Forrest Gump. And let's see. Ferris was last on the charts in 1922 at number 965, so it did not have any revival when that movie came out. Which is sad because I love that movie. And Ferris is interesting. It likes to pop onto the top 1,000 every once in a while. It has never been on the top 1,000 for more than 1 year at a time, though. So that's kind of bizarre and unusual. The next name I picked is, of course, going back to Gone with the Wind, is Rhett. There he is. Is Rhett, who is played by Clark Gable. And I love this name ever since I saw Gone with the Wind. It's on my personal favorites list. I'm kind of bummed to see it getting more popular, but it's not that popular. However, it is currently at its all-time high at number 563 for 2011, and it's just been rising, so I think it's going to get more popular. And Scarlet's getting popular, Rhett's getting popular, so they kind of go together, don't they? It's a Welsh name, and it has a great meaning, which fits the character really well. It means ardor, enthusiasm, or rashness. So maybe that is why he was named that in the movie. The next name is Bernardo, which, if you guys don't know, is Maria's sister from West Side Story, which is one of my favorite movies. I love musicals, so. And Bernardo is played by George Chakiris, and it is a Germanic name meaning brave as a bear, and it was last on the charts in 2007 at number 968, so it's not popular at all. Obviously, Bernardo is more of a Spanish or Italian variation of the name Bernard, so that could be why it's less popular. And I really like Bernard a lot. I think it is cute, although for me it reminds me of Andy Bernard from The Office. The next name I picked is Elliott, and this is from the movie E.T., played by Henry Thomas. And I do not like the movie E.T. I don't really know why, but I'm not a fan of it. But I think Elliott is a really cute name, and it's getting pretty popular now. With 2 T's, it was number 305 in 2011, and with 1 T, it was number 272. So if you combine those together, it's a pretty popular name. And it is a Hebrew name meaning God has helped, which is a cool meaning. I just think it is a cute nickname. I think it's getting popular with girls as well. So you might want to look out for that and double check how popular it is for girls. The next name is Ren, played by Kevin Bacon in the movie Footloose. And I love, love, love the name Ren. I like it a lot as a nickname. Ren is a Latin name meaning rebirth. And I like it as a nickname for Lawrence. That's my favorite. You could also use it for a ton of different other names, I'm sure. Just a couple more I thought of. I know someone who recently had a baby named Renner, which is a cute name. And as I mentioned in my Italian names video, you could use it for Lorenzo. And I really like the name Ren a lot. The next one is Noah. You might guess this comes from The Notebook. Noah Calhoun, played by Ryan Gosling. Noah has been one of my favorite names for a long time, but it's very popular. And it is currently at the all-time high it's ever been. Number 5 in 2011. So number 5 is very, very popular. So I don't think I will be naming any son of mine Noah because it's so popular, but it's such a cute name. It's a Hebrew name meaning rest or comfort, and obviously it's a biblical name. You have Noah with the ark. The next name is also from The Notebook, and it is Lon, who is played by James Marsden. And if you don't remember, Lon is Allie's fiance, who she ends up not marrying. Sorry if that was a spoiler, but I would hope most of you have seen The Notebook by now. And Lon is a Germanic name meaning lion or brave. And you could use Lon as a nickname for a few different names. It's related to the name Lawrence and Leonard. And my favorite, Alonzo. I think Lon is a really cool nickname for Alonzo. The next name is Marty, as in Marty McFly from Back to the Future, played by Michael J. Fox. And Marty McFly's full name is Martin Seamus McFly. And Martin means warlike, related to the god Mars. I think Marty is a cool nickname. Martin is number 262 for 2011, which is more popular than I thought it was. And the all-time high for Martin was number 45 back in 1880, which is the first year they took the name, recorded the names from the census, which is really interesting. That is a really old name that was very popular back then. And other names you could use for Marty would be Martel, which is pretty cool, and also you could use Martin with an O instead of an I. The last boy's name is Inigo, and I'm sure most of you will guess this is from The Princess Bride. And Inigo Montoya was played by Mandy Patinkin, and I was a little confused about Mandy being a girl's name, and I found it is short for Mandel. And Inigo is a Basque name meaning fire. I have never watched the full movie of The Princess Bride. I've been told by many, many people that I should watch it. So along with Casablanca, I might be watching Princess Bride very soon. So those are my names from movies. I know there are more names that are much more characteristic of movies, but I don't really like to talk a lot about names that aren't usable at all or that are really invented or very, very strongly related with the movie, because I think names like a lot of the names from like the movie Avatar, obviously they're very linked to it. Names like Han Solo, obviously you're only ever going to think of Han Solo from Star Wars. Like, that's not a name. It's, you know, it's, I don't know. So I don't really like to talk about names like that a lot. I like to talk about names that are usable and people might hear them and it might give someone an idea of what they actually want to name their baby. So I just wanted to say that, I guess. Yeah. And I'm more interested in real names and not invented names. So, all right. Well, that is all for that, I guess. And yeah, so what are your favorite movie names? And did you like any of the names that I listed, or do you not like them? Please leave a comment if you have anything to say about them. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe if you haven't already. I know I haven't been posting as many videos lately. I was really busy this weekend, but I will hopefully be making a few more. I might be making less actually because I have a job and I'm going to be busy, but I will try to keep making at least like at least two videos a week. That's going to be my goal, because I get really annoyed that I don't have any videos popping up on my subscriptions lately. So I get sad when I don't have videos from my subscriptions. Anyways, I hope you guys liked this video, and I will post another video soon. Thanks again. Bye.